Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your support. Today, I read an interesting article on yahoo.com, put out by MoneyWise and written by Monique Danow, titled, Las Vegas Casino Dealers Quietly Being Laid Off Amid Decline in Tourism. What's behind the slump in Sin City? According to the author, major resorts on the famous Las Vegas Strip, including Fontainebleau and Resorts World, have started laying off workers, many of which are dealers, as foot traffic dwindles on the gaming floor. My friends, I'm sorry to hear about this. My heart goes out to these people who have been laid off. This is not a good time to not have a job. Everything in our world continues to get more expensive, and unemployment checks only go so far. I hope these folks are able to secure new employment in short order so their families are not impacted. I have to wonder if what is going on in Las Vegas right now could be a precursor to what could happen in our broader economy here in America. I have read a lot of stories in the past year about layoffs. I have to wonder if they are going to accelerate in the near future. I remember going to Las Vegas right after the GFC in 2008, and it was really weird to walk around these very large, opulent casinos with hardly any foot traffic. It was very surreal. I vividly remember going to Mandalay Bay, which was really beautiful at that time, and I went to a place called the Red Square Bar, and it had this Soviet-era theme. There was even a replica of Vladimir Lenin's head on ice at the entrance. There was hardly anybody in this bar, but it was a really cool place because they had a room off to the side with blocks of ice that you could sit on, and they would let you wear these big fur coats and these big Russian fur hats, and then you could sip vodka while sitting on these big blocks of ice. Now, I didn't do that, but one of the employees at this establishment was telling me that this was something that was available. And I thought it was pretty cool. But there was hardly anybody there. You would walk through the gaming floor and you would see dealer after dealer just standing there, bored out of their minds because there were no people to play those games. A lot of the other casinos that I walked through started to look a little dirty. It was clear to me that they had reduced a lot of staff, and because of that, they weren't keeping them as clean. Mandalay Bay at that time was really beautiful, but some of the other casinos, not so much. I remember around 2004, 2005, somewhere in that era, watching a documentary about the booming real estate market in Las Vegas. And there was a female real estate agent who was driving around with the reporter talking about how much money she was making selling real estate. And she was talking about building a new opulent home for herself with an elevator. And I thought to myself at that time, I wonder how long that's going to last. Well, a few short years later, it all ended. After the GFC, you couldn't give a house away in Las Vegas. Values dropped like a rock. A lot of neighborhoods went unfinished. A lot of casino projects went unfinished. Even MGM was struggling back then because it was costing so much money to build their city center project. Their stock at one time was close to $1 a share. I think it was Kirk Kerkorian who bailed MGM out. and they were eventually able to finish that project, but I don't think they built all of the towers that they had originally planned. There were a lot of other casino projects that never got finished. The Las Vegas Strip was really in dire straits back then. And I have to wonder if what we are hearing about now with these casino workers getting laid off is something that could be a warning to everyone for what could be to come in a lot of other industries here in the United States of America. Pure speculation on my part. I'm curious what you think. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, getting back to this article, the author said tourism throughout the country appears to be in a steep decline as international arrivals are down sharply amid evolving U.S. travel and tariff policies. According to Travel Weekly, advanced summer bookings for flights between Canada and the U.S. have plunged by more than 70% compared to the summer of 2024. My friends, this seems pretty ominous to me. I really feel bad for people who depend on tourism to make a living. I think some businesses may have to tighten their belt in order to survive unless this turns around. We have this service economy here in America, and a lot of people depend on individuals spending money in order for the businesses to survive and thrive. According to the author, a recent Bankrate survey found that only 46% of U.S. adults plan to travel this summer due to affordability concerns. Isn't that interesting? Only 46% of adults plan to travel in the U.S. this summer. I think there are a lot of folks right now who are struggling because of their debt load. Many individuals carry household debt, and interest rate levels right now are at the extreme. Credit card debt is at the highest level ever, and we have people who are faced with higher rent, higher utility costs, higher prices at the grocery store, higher prices for daycare for their children, higher prices for insurance for the car. Many people simply do not have the disposable income to travel and have fun this summer. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some individuals who will never let any of those things stop them. They will find a way to finance it because they feel entitled to be able to travel and have fun. They work hard, they believe they deserve to go and have fun. I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine yesterday, and he rarely travels. He said if you have a beautiful home that's well maintained, you can build your own paradise at home. You don't need to travel somewhere else. He enjoys spending time at his house with his dogs and his horse. He has a beautiful yard. He has 2 nice gardens. He has a wonderful deck. He also has a really nice paver patio. He has a grill out back. He doesn't need to go anywhere else. He's content staying at home, and he's able to save a lot of money by doing so. Not that he needs to save money, because everything in his life is paid off and he has a great income. But he doesn't feel the need to go out looking for enjoyment elsewhere. He is able to relax and have a nice time at home. So I wonder how many Americans are taking his approach. I think the information from this author seems to point towards more people wanting to have a staycation, staying at home, doing relaxing and fun things, or maybe doing something local. There are a lot of things local that you can do if you spend the time to seek them out. There are often little festivals that you can go to, concerts, theatrical productions, etc. Some people simply don't take the time to seek out what is close by. You don't need to travel to some exotic destination to have a fun and relaxing time. Getting back to the article about what's going on in Las Vegas right now, I decided to take a look at some of the comments beneath the article. And one of the individuals said, he believes the situation has to do with the non-negotiable resort fees. And a lot of individuals don't want to pay these resort fees. They don't want to pay to use Wi-Fi. They don't want to pay to use the workout facilities, and they don't want to pay to use the pool. They also don't want to pay for parking. This individual says price gouging often leads to consumer revolts, and he believes that is what is happening in Las Vegas right now. And maybe he's right. Maybe during the boom time, people were flush with so much cash, they didn't mind paying for these things. But now that individuals are strapped financially, they may be objecting to all of these charges. I'm curious if any of you get annoyed with these types of fees. And I'm also curious if any of you have decided to forego travel plans because of these types of fees, or perhaps because of the rising cost of just about everything in life. Tell me about it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.